Hello and welcome to Kump. I join you from New York City on the verge of quarantine. Do you hear that? Do you hear? As soon as I start, my building is apparently. So I'm in an apartment. They have some kind of what will be retail. Jesus Christ! It will be a retail-looking store on the front. The bottom. What do you call it? The first floor. Maybe a drugstore. Maybe some kind of massage store where I can get a massage of my psoriasis calves. It's early in the morning. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and these people, you're going to put a Jamba Juice in there? That's the move? That's what we're focused on that. Everything, the entire economy shutting down. The Dow is plummeting. We're just in the midst of chaos. But no, we got to put a Jamba Juice or some kind of, bagel, some no-carb bagel store. Maybe a alkaline water store. Everyone into alkaline water? Maybe if we were all into alkaline water, we wouldn't be in this problem in the first place. Alkaline water is, I don't even know, it's some kind of bullshit scam that they used to do in Long Island. I used to get jugs of alkaline water. And still we're here. So, if you're following the news, of course you are. We're in the midst of a global pandemic of coronavirus. I might have gotten a few things wrong in previous weeks. First of all, I'm not out there. I'm not the public health official. All right? I saw a mask. I see people with masks. I'm like, why are you wearing a mask? I used to work at a morgue. I got tuberculosis exposure, even though I was wearing a mask. And they're like, no, it's not for that. It's for the droplets of spit. Like, after I did all right, well, fine. I'm not sticking to it. I'm not out there yelling at people to take their, take your mask off. No. Put your mask on. Wash your goddamn hands. Just clean your ass. Clean everything. Just scrub down. Shave your arms. Shave your ass. Spit onto your, use your spit. Is your spit sterile if you don't have corona? I don't think. I don't. First of all, go to the CDC website. I mean, they're underfunded. They have been for a while, but I think they still have a website. It might be a Squarespace or a GeoCity site. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much their budget was slashed by Trump. It's pretty bad. It's a pretty bad budget cut. We don't have tests, apparently. We have some. We have some tests. If you are the son of a duke, you can get tested. If you're LeBron James or is there a specific kid for Taco? LeBron James has Taco Tuesday. That's his gimmick, right? He's a basketball star, but he also has family taco night. I wonder if any of those family members would also get it. I'm sure they would. The NBA shut down. It's upsetting. I like the NBA. I don't watch it all season long. I watch the playoffs mostly. But I keep up. And I've been keeping up with this season because there's a lot of exciting. LeBron got Anthony Davis. He's going to bring glory back to the Lakers. There's this storylines going on. Zion Williams. It's all suspended now because Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz tested positive. I don't know the timeline. I don't know, but apparently he knew he had the virus. I guess he did a press conference, and he was playing with the mics afterwards. I mean, it's kind of a dick move. But what am I going to do? I mean, am I going to kick his ass? Am I going to go find Rudy Gobert in his mansion and say, you endangered my daughter? I don't have a daughter. If I did, what am I going to do? What are you going to do anyway? Everyone's mad about this virus. I mean, you can be mad at Trump. He did a lot wrong. I mean, I know I don't tend to go after him too much on here just because everyone else does. Why repeat it? But in this case, I mean, apparently what they're saying, I don't want to say this is a gospel truth, but people are tweeting, and what does that mean? But that, it does sound plausible, though, that he might have known in January. about. Well, we knew. We knew about it. We should have been prepared. We should have had. I mean, you shouldn't rely on me knowing. I knew of global coronavirus. I knew of it. I wasn't abreast of it, all the detail. Why? But I'm not. That's not my job. My job in a scenario like this, I'll volunteer with my expertise to work in makeshift morgues. I used to work in a morgue. We all know that. I could do that. I could fingerprint the bodies for identification. I could photograph them. I could cut out organs if you want. I mean, I'm not qualified per se to cut out. Or I mean, I could do it. I mean, I've done it before. I'm not gonna pretend to be a doctor here, but I mean, in a crisis, which we might get to at one point, we might get to a point where this is a crisis scenario. Pardon me. Wet my beak a little bit. Because I'm trapped. I mean, I'm going to be trapped in this apartment. I'm in New York City. I'm in Brooklyn. I don't know if there's any confirmed cases in Brooklyn yet, but they're not shutting shit down. I mean, the subways are still going. Grand Central still, everything's still going. I mean, they're shutting down Broadway plays. So that's good. I mean, I kind of thought it happened a little sooner than I thought. I mean, it's appropriate, but I kind of had this vision of just like, you know, people coughing blood at Frozen the Musical. Just children who wouldn't have otherwise had a chance to afford these tickets because they're astronomically priced. Just children being exposed to like I mean, is there someone famous in that Frozen musical? I don't even know. I don't know how it works. Is it Kristen Chenoweth? Was she one of the voices? I don't know. But the point is, whoever it is coughing up blood. No, does people cough up blood in Corona? Why am I spreading more weirdness? They're spitting Corona on people, I guess. But I had an image in my head, and it's not even tied to this necessarily. But I had an image in my head as the decline of civilization occurred. That, you know, we'd have like, you know, Hamilton would be performed for like, you know, the Politburo of they call China the Politburo because I was thinking of Russia. But I guess China's the whatever of hostile military, a bunch of officers, I guess, maybe a rabble-rousing bunch of soldiers, just, you know, yelling, shooting their guns as during the Lion King, just, you know, people being thrown off balconies, you know, like just fun, like just the end of capitalism, because this is it's all a little what's the word? They're doing the right thing, I guess. They're shutting things down. But I kind of thought, I mean, you know, the M&M store is still open, I think. I was looking at, because that's filthy, that place. I've never been there, but it's gotta be. I don't want to be, I mean, can they sue me for this? But I mean, don't you go in there and just pick out M&Ms into a bag and then like, or they're just like boxes? I don't know. But why the kind of people who would go to the M&M store are all like, they can all be patient zero. Like they're all the kind of person who would just like wander around a foreign city, just, you know, just spitting on everything, just scrubbing their ass with their finger and then just smearing it on the Statue of Liberty and just put it in the like Port Authority's like fucking in the turnstiles. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I think, you know, we're doing a good job of like all the sports events are canceled, all the all the concerts. I mean, Madison Square Garden, like, I mean, all South by Southwest canceled. Cool. I mean, we're taking the right precautionary steps, but why are we allowing people, multiple people apparently, who would go to an M&M store, to a store that, like, that's, I mean, is it a candy? The candy's not that good. So they just like those characters from the where do they? Commercials. I mean, it's like an Energizer bunny store. Why don't you go to the Energizer bunny store and just buy some fucking batteries and throw them at people, throw them off the roof of a building? That's what you're doing. What M&Ms do they have there? You get custom M&Ms? You say, please, Tina, how much can you write on an M&M? I'm trying to convey that I'm sorry that I torched your car and gave your dog dysentery. That's not, something more succinct than that. Like, Tina, can I have my kid back? Or can I see my kid? Can my kid know I'm his father? That's it. Tina, can our child know I exist? I am his daddy. That other guy's not his daddy. He's just a fireman. He's just a fireman who, in front of my child, beat me, punched me in the face, fucking rammed my fucking head into a goddamn curb. Like, he didn't curb stomp me, but he like just mashed me into a curb when I came over your house yelling that one time. And then how do I put this on an M&M? How does this? That's the only, otherwise, why are we doing this? Unless we could, create a fantasy world where our chocolate can, convey just the darkest, deepest, most vulnerable parts of our psyche to another person, then how about we close it down? All right? How about the Mont Blanc store, I don't know if that should be open. People just grabbing pens, fancy pens. Oh, you think rich people can't have corona? They get tested, but they have. Tom Hanks has it. How did Tom Hanks get it? I don't care. What's the movie he's shooting down there? Is he new James Bond? Is that old ass Tom Hanks just like running around, just pretending? Where would the Tom Hanks James Bond even go? To Czechoslovakia, and just trying to more of that. No, I'm sorry for the jackhammers. Maybe they're installing a coronavirus hospital in my basement. That would be convenient when we go into lockdown or go into quarantine. I can just kind of wander down there and just spit. How do these tests work? Are they blood, or do you just spit onto a finger? You spit onto a nurse's finger, and then they just kind of rub it onto there are things like that, aren't there? There's something on the tip of my head, on my brain, where like they just rub it. I don't know. It reminds me of something. Maybe it's when people put cocaine in their gums, which in which case I don't know why. That makes no sense. But we're gonna be okay. Who knows? We might have blown the response to this situation. I don't know. There's a lot of clamor out there. Look, people want to panic. And I'm not saying they shouldn't panic. No one should ever panic, though. That's my thing. It's like, don't panic. Before, people go, oh, it's just like the flu. It's not. It's much worse than the flu in the sense of mortality rate. Because people go, oh, well, fucking, 41 people are dead. Well, yeah, but we just got the fucking thing like a week ago or whatever. 2 weeks. It's spread. The point is, it's not being contained. Look at Italy. Did they make up Italy? Is Italy a fake country? The fucking Louvre. That's Paris. The fucking Vatican, I assume, is shut down. I wonder if because the Vatican's its own country, right? Technically. It's in Italy, but I think it was Rome. It's in Rome. But are they part of the lockdown, or is the Pope or the cardinals and the Pope just having fucking huge parties where, let's just say they don't check your ID. Maybe they have a few booster seats for the bar. I don't know. They fuck kids. The Catholic Church fucks kids is all I'm saying. What am I beating around the bush? Are they doing it now? Are they having just a corona party at the Vatican? I don't know. Has the Pope spoken out? He's probably prayed. He probably said, oh, let me show you in a prayer. After he hit a woman. He hit a woman. I'm not making this up. So what if I was, but I'm not? I can slander the Pope. What's he going to do, sue me? Like he sues the fucking the federal government and not have statute of limitations overturned? Part of that's true, what I just said. But fucking Pope can sue me. But my point is, goddamn, what are you? They've been jackhammering for God knows how long. I just have been going. I usually avoid it when I start, the podcast. You don't hear it. It's not even. It's like 8:10 or something. I thought they would start at 9. I thought they were like, 9 o'clock is a reasonable. People leave their house. I might still be asleep. What if I work as a giant M&M in Times Square? I don't have to get there at 9. Kids don't want a giant M&M in Times Square at 9 o'clock in the morning. I might go in at 11:30, so I'll get a little rest before I'm just fucking maligned by fucking tourists and their children. Anyway, but yeah, the Vatican. I mean, they probably pray. He hit a woman. Well, he smacked her. The Pope. He smacked a woman because she grabbed his wrist in one of these receiving lines. I get it. Like, look, he's just a guy at the end of the day, and just don't grab me. Don't fucking grab me. I mean, it is like, I thought you'd have a little. I mean, so many people probably grab him, but yeah, I'm assuming he just prayed for people. He could open up the Vatican Bank and maybe like sell off some of these artifacts to help the victims, to help pay for some of these test kits. People are in some dire straits right now. Maybe you could sell the Longest Lance, which you have hidden in there, which is a mythical lance that they used on Jesus Christ to kill him. He's on the cross. If you're saying, hey, idiot, fat fuck, he was crucified. Yes, but the Passover was coming, and they wanted to get him off the cross because they didn't want to leave him up over Passover. So, the fucking Roman centurion, or legionnaire, or whatever, just fucking speared him with a lance, and he bled out. And I think that guy's name was Longus or whatever, and they call it the Longest Lance. It's a mythical weapon. The Holy Grail might be in there. I mean, there might be fucking just, Nazi gold. Sell some of it off. Help people out. We're supposed to be in this together. Excuse me. My mouth is dry. We're going to be, we're going to be in a situation soon. I might not have this anymore. I might not have my precious 2 liters of Diet Coke. I got to ration this. Sorry, my mouth is a bit dry. So, because we're going through a certain level of, it's not too, apparently Costco is just like, Mad Max. It's bad. I mean, you go into a Costco and there's no toilet paper. I'm assuming there's no batteries, no quinoa. I don't know. I don't go. I've been to Costco before. They make lovely rotisserie chickens. They make lovely. I like their chicken bakes and their pizza. People shit on their pizza. I like it. I mean, it's kind of like a Boboli crust. That Boboli shit you fucking buy in the supermarket because you're a fucking scumbag. But I like. They make good hummus. Surprisingly, they make good hummus. But it's the kind of place you go. In Long Island, it was a thing, right? In Long Island, every time it fucking snowed, you have just immediately just go out, get people would just be lined up out the door at the supermarket to get milk, to get eggs, to get their bread. And it's the stores ain't closed. I mean, the stores will be open. We had we probably had the whole time I was, growing up into my 20s, 5 snowstorms that were even bad. But I guess it makes you want to stay off the road, so you just fucking hoard all the bread and milk and you make yourself French toast like a fucking fat fuck, and then you talk about remember that crazy snowstorm in the fucking winter of 2006 when my hands got sticky and I started jerking off into a fucking flower pot. And I got some syrup in my dick. And I thought it was a problem. And it was crusted. That's the kind of shit. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I went to a because I didn't go to Costco. We went to a supermarket last night, Thursday night, and we got, they say it's a toilet paper shortage. There was plenty of toilet paper. There's plenty of, we got a 20-pound bag of rice and some quinoa. And that's pretty much, we got some, what do we got? Some napkins. I don't know. Point is, you don't need, they're not going to close stores down. This is not going to be a barter economy where you have to like sell gold or your children's innocence or whatever. That sounds dark. Maybe just make them work, sell them into like partial servitude to the warlord, the local pandemic lord. It's not gonna be like that. It's like we're still gonna have power and internet. We could watch The Office. We could watch murder documentaries. We could watch graphic pornography all day long. Straight pornography, gay pornography, mix it up, transgender pornography, any kind of pornography. But also, it's gonna get a lot of. I won't be, because me and Lucy will just we'll figure out something. But point is, you don't need equipment to make lasagna. There'll be lasagna in the fucking in the pandemic. They might close off New York City. Who knows? They might close it off, but we can still go with the stores inside of it. We can still go to the M&M store. I'm going to be hanging out at the M&M store. That's my thing. I'm going to be hanging out at the M&M store, maybe just performing tricks, like magic tricks, not sex tricks. I'm not turning tricks at the M&M store. That's not. I mean, more people probably should try. I'm just saying, if you're going to do tricks in the city, it's a family place. People get fucking very hung up about family. As long as no kids are around. What if it's like these two fucking couples, these fucking losers who go to Disney World and go to fucking and go to fucking cartoon movie, like they go to Frozen the musical together. They don't have a kid. Those losers that can't turn a trick in front of them. I can't fillet some guy for money in front of two fat people who fucking have a weird obsession with Goofy and Donald Duck. They can sing this. They can sing the Tailspin theme song, but they can't watch me just fucking heaving over some fucking janitor's dick for for $10. That's the problem with this country. We pretend. I mean, I'm not saying kids shouldn't see that, but I won't do it in front of the kids. That's the point. It's only in front of these fat losers, and you still won't let me fillet people at the M&M store. So, but that's coming. Like things like there'll be a changing dimension to this city. And people are free, they're getting a little. People want the panic, but this is at least. I mean, people were ready to fucking lose their minds 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and don't tell me you saw this coming. No one, because everyone's caught off guard now. Everyone's shocked that the NBA is closed. Everyone's shocked that the stock market's taking a bit of a tumble. I apologize to anyone out there who has stocks. That's terrible. I mean, it's a weird game. You shouldn't get involved unless you know what you're doing. It's the kind of thing. It's usually when we have these things, there seems to be a tendency. A lot of it's based on irrational panic. But I mean, in this case, you have bubbles. You have bubbles. You had the tech bubble in the 90s. Pets.com and Priceline.com. William Shatner just juking the share price of fucking just bullshit websites in between his endless stream of mediocre TV shows. They give him and James Spader every show. James Spader is great. William Shatner, though, is did he kill his wife? I don't want to. I'm spreading a lot of rumors today. I don't know. I don't know if he killed his wife. Point is, there was a stock market bubble. But those stocks were all based on bullshit, and then it finally broke, and it was there's a lot going on. Point is, the whole thing over the mortgage crisis. Well, yeah, a lot of these people had bad mortgages. And in this case, yes, we've had. It's not as simple as they had bad mortgages. the systemic fucking, I don't have to get into the mortgage. If you don't know about the mortgage crisis of '08, leading up to '08, it was the financial panic of '08 and '09, and read about it. Maybe I'll do a Patreon sign up for the Patreon. I'll do a Patreon episode about the financial crisis. But right now we're on this, all right? So these plummets that were going on. I mean, it's also helped along by the Russians and Saudi Arabians getting into a little bit of an oil war, a price war. I believe it was, Saudi Arabia and OPEC wanted to raise the price, and Russia didn't want to. Point, basically kind of because, demand was going down, global demand's going down. See, when demand goes down, they reckon they stop production as much, so they fucking, they keep the value up. It's a game. I don't know. It's a gimmick. Point is, Russia didn't go along. It going into Monday, I was expecting more. We did the Patreon episode Monday. I actually waited till the night because I wanted to find out, see what happened in the market. And kind of relive my, experiences of 2008. And I felt underwhelmed, which is interesting. And the whole podcast, I was like, this is not what I was expecting. I was expecting that kind of level of just that fear, not my fear per se, but just the unknown and just feel like the 9/11 feeling, which is like everything's different. And it took a couple of days. It wasn't so much the market, because markets crash, but the NBA doesn't close. If Major League Baseball doesn't stop, they don't stop Broadway. I mean, 9/11, they might stop Broadway, but they stop a couple games. I mean, they're going to have NBA for a couple months at least, which is like, I'm not whining. That's fine. It's a small price to pay for whatever this is. Because in reality, don't give me this shit about how like people are overreacting. You're supposed to overreact to a virus, all right? I mean, in a situation like, if it was the flu, if it was just a different flu, then yeah, I guess. But, and when they were telling us it was, and it's like, well, if it's a flu, and it's like a little bit more, I mean, what can you do? Because we all seem to get the flu. It seems to be hard to not even, I guess you could prevent it, though. That's a lot of things we're doing now, we should be doing in the winter just to not get the flu. And you give it to old people, and we never seem to, I mean, I'm not going to concede to these people online who, these yahoos who want to be the tough guy, who want to be the outspoken guy. Oh, it's all, I mean, some of these assholes are actually think it's like it's just a work. It's just a giant work by the liberals, I guess, or the elites. To do what? To do what? To create socialism? The people want socialism. A lot of them. I mean, if you crammed it down, look, the people voting for Joe Biden over Bernie Sanders are nervous about socialism or whatever you want to call it. But like, if you crammed it down their throats, they would take it. These aren't like this fucking militias who they're not libertarian extremists. They think it's untenable. They don't think it's get passed. They think, they like their, I don't know if they like their private insurance. Who the fuck likes their insurance? It's just insurance. But I mean, they're afraid of certain things. My point is, if they wanted to cram socialism down our throats, they could. We're all pretty much lazy, fat slobs. If they said we're going to give you health care and we're going to give you, we're going to restrict your, I mean, we've already been letting them do it anyway. I mean, if you look at everything after 9/11 especially, it's like, yeah, you have no presumption of privacy really anymore. You're allowed to be prodded by the TSA under the guise of safety. You're allowed to be just interrogated. I mean, if they want to drone strike you, they'll do it. I mean, they don't do it lightly. They don't do it for parking tickets. They're not gonna drone strike you because you fucking I don't know. Maybe you defaced one of those gumball machines that sells those weird little muscle men figures, and you just fucking drew a dick and you broke it. I mean, you're not going to get drone striked for that. You'll get a ticket probably. You might, get locked up for a day overnight. You get booked. It depends on the cop. But I mean, my point is they will drone strike you though. If you fuck around too much, they will. They've done it. I mean, was the guy in ISIS or whatever? Yeah, maybe, but like, they'll make something up. So the point is, they were, we'll take it. Just people are just, willing to take it. And honestly, so I don't know what the angle is. I mean, depopulation, they would pick something better. They'd pick something better. Because they're going to depopulate. I'm not really one of these guys, usually. I'm not that deep into the Illuminati bloodlines, and they want. I mean, at the end of the day, it's mostly just rich people. It's convergences of wealth, and institutional wealth, family wealth. Like lineages of wealth and power and whatever. I mean, it's not all just money. Some of it's just we speculate on why they do it, why they do what they do. But so I'm open-minded. But I scrolled on some guy. I don't usually watch QAnon videos, but I was scrolling on Twitter, and I just left it on, and some guy was going off on QAnon, and like these QAnon videos always take like half an hour to not get to. Like they don't even get to the point. They feel like they're gonna get to the point. They tease things worse than like any shock jock I've ever seen. After the break we have fucking Britney Spears topless. And they never. I mean, maybe it happens. It's some kind of pun they do. They do some weird pun where they have a fucking. She was bald. Like, look, she has no top. Her hairs are top. That could be a shot. That's on the top of my head. That's probably better than what they would do. Yeah, look, she got no top. She's topless because she's bald. There you go. Bubba the Love Sponge. Is that how Bubba sounded? I don't know. Am I doing Imus? I could be Imus. Imus is dead. Sorry, Imus. So yeah, but I think the people are, that's the thing. It's funny. We just had, I don't know what you call it, because Super Tuesday was last week, but this was like 6 primaries on Tuesday, right? Or 7. And Biden did very well. I guess he won most of them. I think he won 5 or 6. And again, these Bernie people who are just, 1 minute they're just ready to like, what's that thing they do? What in the French Revolution? What did they attack? The fucking the whatever. The bayonet room, the knife house, the gun house. It's on the Bastille. They're ready to storm the Bastille most times. And like they're talking about lining up Wall Street executives and bankers in Central Park with the guillotine. I mean, they joke, but it's like, not that joke. It's like kind of joking. Like, again with the goddamn fucking thing. Point is, and then, Bernie, he's still mathematically in it, but, by far. He has momentum is going to Biden, sure. Like, he's picking up more shit. But the pessimism that immediately follows, and just like everyone just kind of has like just crying inside their skull. It's like, why don't you fight? These guys gonna have to, even without what's going on this week, even before we kind of felt all this shit, he's gonna have to debate Biden is gonna have to debate Bernie on Sunday. The guy can barely do a sentence without like telling you about all the children he's murdered, and then backtracking it. But like he's telling you where the fucking John Wayne Gacy victims are that we didn't even know about. It's like, was Biden in cahoots with John Wayne Gacy? Those are the kind of revelations that come up with him just trying to tell you like what's your plan for the recession stimulus package, and then all of a sudden he's giving you names and locations of graves of children, and you're like, Biden, we didn't have this on you. And this guy's gonna have to debate Bernie, who he rubs people the wrong way, but he's an aggressive guy. He's good. I mean, he has an answer for everything. I mean, I gave him a little guff because of the Medicare for all and 30 trillion. And he had no response to it, so I assumed it was real. But usually he has a response, and they're very good responses. And Biden, I used to love the guy. I mean, when he used to threaten to beat up, Trump behind the gym, that was my jam. And honestly, this week, the one thing he did do this week that was good, which might be a fucking, a sign of things to come, is he on Tuesday some fucking guy from United Auto Workers, I guess, some fucking auto worker union guy, approached him at some rally or whatever, some meet and greet, and he was basically repeating these lines from I guess, a fraudulent Facebook video. You know how these Facebook videos are. They're like, they cut together shit and misleading, basically saying that, Biden wants to take all our guns. And Biden's conceding that he's AR-15s he'll take, assault rifles. And the guy's like, no, you don't believe in the Second Amendment. And, like, common sense. I mean, this guy just seems like a plant, first of all. Common sense. Like, what mainstream? He's a mainstream center. I mean, like, yeah, he teamed up with Julian Castro or whatever. And then by teamed up, I mean, like, he said, oh, I'll give you. I think that's where it comes from. He said, I'll put you in charge of the gun thing. But he's not going to. No one's letting Julian Castro run anything for real. That's like Ben Carson running HUD or whatever. What did he actually do? He bought a fucking $10 million table. Honestly, what was it? It was a lot. It was like a $150,000 desk. It was some kind of oak furniture set for his office. I mean, just goons. A goon squad. I mean, the guy was a respected surgeon, Ben Carson. Like, he invented something. He invented some surgical technique. And, like, they just take... You could be, fucking, I'm trying to think. Who is even the guy anymore? Who do we respect? Elon Musk? But he's crazy. You could be Bill Gates. You could be, they're all kind of crazy. No one respects business anymore. There's no more, I can't even think of smart people you could be Noam Chomsky. And they'll just fucking they'll make Chomsky the head of Health and Human Services, but they'll make him hand out condoms to people. And Noam Chomsky's just sitting there with a banana, just fucking showing children how to put a condom on a banana. Just saying, like, imagine this is my dick. And he knows, he's got look, Chomsky's dick probably wasn't that small. It's fine. But, he's old. I imagine your dick shrivels up when you're old, stops getting blood, becomes necrotic. And that's what Chomsky's at. Nothing to be ashamed of. So, point is, I don't even know where we're going. We're running out of time. We have a little bit of a hard out today. But, look, we're in a quasi-containment that could very soon become a full-blown quarantine. So, look, point is, there's going to be more frequency to Kump anyway. We're doing a lot of new things. We're pushing the envelope of... I don't know, pushing the envelope. That's a little much. Even in times of pandemic, I don't like to be grandiose. Okay? But we might see a huge shift. A huge shift in we might go socialist. Whatever you want to call it. We might go Bernie. Like, Bernie might win on the back of this. I'd be surprised if he didn't, honestly. If he doesn't, it's not a statement about, like, he should. Like, forget about what you think about the tenability of Medicare for all. Forget for a second. But just look at we acknowledge the people are pretty dumb. The people in general aren't very smart, and they're pretty reactive. And then, like, they go after, they look, to go after socialism on an ideological level, most people who do it are, it's still kind of dumb a lot of times when I hear it, but I know, and look, I get the arguments. I will agree with a lot of the arguments. But I'm just saying, a lot of people most people repeating it, they're doing it from the perch of the Cold War, basically, or maybe the Reagan 80s. No one's really afraid of, social. No one's actually, like, contending. These people aren't, like, reading. Road to Serfdom's not my Bible. Friedrich Hayek's classic about, why socialism leads to, fascism. Which, yeah, there's truth to it. But, also a lot of countries have fucking healthcare and, they're not fucking throwing my grandma into a fucking, open pit of fire. If they were, that'd be interesting. That'd be fun. Whatever. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. She's already dead. I can't rat out my grandmother to you. I can't give her your location. I can give you the grave. You want to desecrate her grave? It doesn't particularly bother me. I feel like as a man, not to subscribe to gender norms, but as a man, I feel like I should not let you desecrate my grandma's grave. I feel like I should, just out of pride. But like, if you're asking me if I care, whatever, go piss on it. I don't give a shit. But the point is, Bernie, you look, the people are watching administration. We don't have enough tests. I mean, we barely have any. We have like criminally not enough tests. We weren't prepared for this. Trump really is. I mean, at this point, watching it, you have to be pretty. I don't even know. That's the thing. And any other, if it wasn't for knowing this country, you go, of course, it's going to shift and Bernie's going to win because healthcare is a huge thing now. People can't afford. I mean, there shouldn't be a question in the middle of a pandemic about whether you can afford treatment or not. Because the whole point is to fucking not let it spread. All right? It's not about panicking. It's about not letting it spread. It's if you take aggressive precaution first and soon, then you don't have to panic. You don't have to freak out. But this country, who knows? They'd rather just puke blood at the M&M store than be given anything except for their inheritance or the cable they steal or just bad. I mean, they love to. They're. That's the thing about us. We're not just capitalists. We're crooks. We want to take it. That's why we didn't like socialism in the first place, because we wanted to take it. We're thieves. We're a nation of thieves. That's our gimmick. And then, but somewhere got lost and people became lazy. So they still want, they want farm subsidies and they want their fucking, whatever they get. They want to give, everyone wants a gimmick. Everyone wants a fucking deal, but no one wants to fucking just to come to the Politburo. Why not? How much worse could it be? I mean, look, if they put me in a fucking, gulag, all right. I mean, look, if I die from this, whatever. I don't want to die, and you should take steps not to die. You shouldn't be like, oh, it's all right if I die. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying is just like accept the fact that like some people die from pandemic. We're in the middle of an historic thing. I'm not saying it's fun. It's I don't want to admit that it's, I mean, is it scary? I'm not going to say that, but only because I'm repressed, weird German or half German, whatever the fuck, Goche. Technically, I'm Goche. It's a slightly different thing, but basically the same. So I don't want to be like, oh, I'm afraid, I'm really nervous, but I'm not going to be vulnerable like that. But, it's fun. But, like, whatever. Like, if I die, I'll feel bad for Lucy, because she'll have to, like, move my carcass or something. She'll get help. It's not going to come to that, probably. Maybe it will. That's the point. It's like, you just enjoy the history of it. Or try to. I mean, because reality, I guess it's different in different parts of the country. But I'm in New York City. I mean, I'm not like in New Rochelle, and I'm not in the middle of Manhattan. But it's bad enough. I mean, people coming, we're moving around. We're like fucking little bugs that move around a lot. And we just, give each other fucking spit. We give each other, like it's a fucking Eucharist, like body of Christ. We just fucking spit all over each other. What's to be done? I mean, look, this is going to be a time where maybe I'll get in it'll be like prison for me. I'll get in really good shape. And I'll just start like lifting weights and just fucking, I'll just get really just a hard dick all the time. Because I feel like if I started getting more muscular, my dick would just always be, I don't mean when I fuck. I fuck. It's fine. It's good. My dick gets hard. But like, imagine if you were just like lifting weights all the time, how much blood you'd just be pumping into that dick. That's, think about that as the plus side of a pandemic. That, you can just, lift your way to a fucking just throbbing dick. You can puke a little blood. It's fun. I mean, no, it's never fun when someone dies. We don't want people to die. I was going to host Easter for the first time. My family. Me and Lucy have his apartment, and we were gonna get a ham. It was gonna be nice. I was and my dad would be proud of me. And my brother would probably, No, he'd be fine. He'd be nice to me at my place. Sometimes at his place he gets testy. Whatever. Point is, I was gonna be a man. I was gonna be an Easter man. But I can't do that now. My mom's got diabetes, and even if she didn't, she's older. So what? So I'm not the Easter man. Nothing. Not everything goes your way. So, LeBron James was on the cusp of perhaps winning an MVP, maybe winning the finals. Like, very good chance he could win the finals. It was a comeback kind of thing. It's a narrative. Like, he's trying to compete with Jordan, and he's not Michael Jordan on most level. But he's not. But, he's the number two. Like, he's the only guy you argue might be. And, if he got one with the Lakers, and, I'm saying for him, it's a big deal. To me and you, the guy's got like hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's like, who gives a fuck? And it's like, and you guys this great body and his great dick probably, and you're just fucking eating tacos with your beautiful family tacos. And I'm supposed to cry because you couldn't get your your fourth championship, and you couldn't be the GOAT, couldn't be the greatest of all. I do care, honestly. I'm saying I'm trying to play. Not devil's advocate, but just be, empathetic to people who don't. I get the argument, but we also need heroes. We need just something. Is he a hero? The word hero is just misused. It's just something to look at. That's all a hero is. Sully Sullenberger, landed that plane, so he's a hero. But he's just a good pilot. And he's a hero, fine. But point is, but also LeBron James for just blocking Andrew Iguodala's shot in 2016 and winning the finals. I don't know why Sully Sullenberger, just he saved lives, is a more important man. You don't think LeBron James? The guy is a physical phenom doesn't even cover it. To say freak of nature sounds insulting, but it really is the only, because just the balance and the size and the speed. You don't think if that man wanted to be a pilot, he could have been? He might not. Honestly, he might be too tall. No, that's only for fighter pilots. So he could have been. So I'm not going to, just because Sully Sullenberger couldn't play in the NBA, I'm not going to, decide he's a hero and LeBron James isn't. You don't think Sully Sullenberger would have fucking, joined the Cavs? Even at, even when LeBron, was it 03 when LeBron joined? When Sully was probably 50 and just sweating with a dumb mustache that was only half gray at that point, he would have loved to join a basketball team, but he couldn't. So that makes him a hero. Don't tell me LeBron James wouldn't land that. He would fucking land that plane. If that was his job, if he went through pilot school, he would. If LeBron James' job was to cure a pandemic, he probably would. His basketball IQ was tremendous. Which doesn't mean anything in this context. I'm leading up. His basketball IQ was tremendous. He is on the what do you call it? Day to day, on the as far as a regular person. Excuse me, hold on. Getting dry again. As far as a regular person, yeah, he's perfectly intelligent. Is he a genius who could cure a pandemic? Yes. I will say that. Look at what he's accomplished. You guys think he's only good. He would have accomplished great things anywhere. And so I'm not going to give Sully or the 9/11 fucking firefighters or Al-Qaeda. Not everyone does. Some people want to call them heroes. I don't. But, but point is, sports people are just as good. I'm not calling the Eminem guy a hero. The fucking fat Eminem guy who wanders around Times Square. Not calling Christian Chenoweth in the Frozen play, which I'm not even sure if she's in. Not sure if she's a hero. She's not a hero, in my opinion. LeBron James is a hero. Sully Sullenberger, not a hero. So let's cure this pandemic or not. I don't know. I'll do whatever is asked of me. I'll stay home. I'll cover my spit hole. I'll wear a mask. I won't scratch my eyes. I won't scratch my ass. I won't put a dildo on my ass as much. I won't fucking gag on that dildo after it was in my ass. Probably. I'm saying sacrifice. You have to sacrifice in order to, accomplish anything. We're going to get through this. Most of us. Probably. Maybe we waited too late. Maybe we didn't, heed the global warnings. I'm guilty of that. I mean, it wasn't my job, but I'm not going to shirk responsibility. I could have read more about it. I could have researched more about it. Did my government protect me? No. Am I going to whine about it? I mean, you should complain about Trump. Don't get me wrong. Complain, because that should be, executionable crime or whatever. But that being said, I'm just not going to whine about it, because that's just the weird psychosis of me, that I'll just sit there and go, I guess I'll just die. But I'm not going to, I feel like I could have done something if I was inclined to. But I didn't. I sat here and I speculated. I mean, I didn't say don't wear a mask. I just said, what is it for? Because I have a very myopic experience with masks. I got the tuberculosis exposure, which I guess is similar to, I mean, it's not similar. I'm saying, like, I've had the fear of, is TB worse? I think it is, right? Than corona? I don't know. This is all new. It's all developing. We're going to, figure something out. I mean, is the economy going to collapse? Maybe. We'll see. I mean, that's the thing. Bernie might be able, because I mean, they're talking about, like, maybe, like, suspending rent payments if it gets really bad, deferring shit, all sorts of just, whatever, which may or may not happen. And, like, they're not really, they give $1.5 trillion while the market was crashing to try and stop it, and it didn't. So, but that's all fake money. I mean, why don't you give it to student loans? I mean, they might be able to, but there's a difference between, like, just pouring fake money into the market for liquidity. It's just a different. It's not like that money's lost. They just turned it on. It's not doing anything. It's a different thing. I mean, I've forgotten some of my monetary theory, my Keynesian theory, whatever you want to call it. But the reality is, it's like, it only becomes, I mean, they would argue it only becomes inflationary, for instance, when people, like, when it gets to the point where, like, if people aren't spending, or people, or if where demand meets supply, I forget. I mean, that sounds like an idiot. You shouldn't listen. You're saying to yourself, you shouldn't listen to me about economics, and many of you shouldn't, or maybe some, in a perfect world, many of you shouldn't. I've never claimed to be an economist. I've never claimed, like, sometimes people will give me shit about, like, my economic theories or whatever I'm saying. And it's like, in their mind, they know more. Well, good. I'm not talking to you. I'm not discussing. Add to the conversation here then. Fill me in. But these people are often just, people, they don't know everything. I mean, I've read a decent amount of, I didn't fucking take it in school, but I read a lot of more conspiratorial, but not fucking Alex Jones shit, Murray Rothbard. Point is, I don't know what my point is. My point is, I don't know if that 1.5 trillion really could have, I mean, it could have maybe, but, like, it's not the same as if you just erase debt with it, erase, like, student loan debt, which people, look, Bernie should drop that shit. Bernie should drop it, because no one wants to hear that shit. You can get behind universal health care, even though it's like 30 trillion supposedly over 10 years versus like 1.5. So it's more doable. And if you're only doing student loans, maybe. But it's just like, it sticks in people's craws. I mean, because proportionally, the people who go to college are, like, relatively more privileged. It's relatively a lot of, white middle class, whatever. I don't know the demographics of it, but that's the image people have, at least, of it. The poor kids, the poor minorities a lot of them aren't going to college. So, you're letting these, like, middle class guys off the hook, or the upper middle class guys off the hook. Where they have, like, and it should be more earning power, but you went to school for pottery. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, don't do that. I'm not arguing against it in actuality. I'm just saying, if you're trying to get universal health care, don't throw that cherry on top. I don't know why you're doing that. It just gives off this vibe of, like, we want things, and it's nice, but point is, we might get them. whether we want it or not. We might just get forced. It doesn't look like it. It looks like, I don't know what the end game is. It looks like they're ready to just, they'll just play it by ear. And they don't seem that worried. Because they're crooks, I guess. But I mean, it does strike you, though. Like, the crooks who, like, while their house is burning down. Like, you live here, too. Now they can move. They're extra national. These crooks, these plutocrats, whatever you want to call them. But I mean, still, it just seems short. Like the supposedly what Trump basically said was, we're not gonna. It's gonna look bad if we get a lot of positive tests. So don't make tests. And he cut the CDC's budget. I think last year or maybe when he first got in. I don't know. Point is, it just seems too short-sighted even for him. Like he didn't, like he assassinated Soleimani, whatever his name, how you pronounce it, but the Iranian guy. But he didn't start a war. Like he could have started a war over it if he was as crazy as we thought he was, and as crazy as he looks now. You've been like, well, yeah, they're gonna keep leaning on it and fucking because Iran retaliated with some very meager proportional response to save some diplomatic face or whatever the fuck, and he didn't lean into it. He said that's fine, and like, oh, all right, this guy's not as crazy. And then don't test him, it's gonna look bad. What, look bad? Whatever. I mean, point is, we're gonna make it. Who knows? But I'll be here with you all through it. I'm going to be posting more videos. I'm going to be doing more Patreon episodes, maybe more, whatever. Point is, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram at RayKump. Sign up for the Patreon. We have the $5 tier. Gets you the extra podcast every week. We already had 2. We have another one coming up in a couple of days. We have the $20 tier. I'm going to be doing another, I think, podcast for that once a month. And then, maybe some video content. And I'm not, whatever. We're gonna be. You're not coming to me from it's perspective, right? I'm not gonna tell you how to fucking synthesize a vaccine, but maybe we can go to the M&M store. Maybe I'll start a tier where we can go to the M&M store and just bleed together. That could be a tier. So, give me your feedback. Let me know if that's something that interests you. I feel weird having that tier there and then no one signs up for it. I don't have a problem having a higher tier, but to have a specifically, let's bleed together at the M&M store. Like if 50 people has joined it, cool. But if like no one's there, then it's just like, it's just, and then people in the regular tier question why they're associated with it. It just becomes a mess. So, check it out. Go, in Twitter, Instagram at RayKump. Go listen to our Love Is Disgusting. And this is a new mic, so if there's audio issue, it sounds much better in general, I think, but it's there might be some popping going on. I've been hearing as we're going along, but we're working the kinks out. This whole thing, you should have seen it 3 weeks ago. There was no video. I mean, when there was video, it was much shittier video. Things are constantly moving. I'm moving this up. I'm ramping it up. There's an investment in Kump here going on, in the Kump brand, in the Kump dynasty. I don't know, but go check all that out. Wash your hands. Be safe. Look at the CDC. Don't infect the old people. If you don't think you can't get sick, well, you won't die. Old people will die for sure, so don't infect them. Just do the right thing, and don't fucking spreading it around. It's not about being a pussy. It's not about being afraid. It's about that's how we're gonna fucking. It's just a responsible thing to do to tamp it down. Yes, it's not supposed to kill everyone. It's the point. Not everyone's supposed to get it. You're acting like if you go in and don't go out as much, if you keep yourself relatively contained, and then you don't get it, then somehow you're like they got over on you. That's the point. Anyway, thanks so much. You guys are phenomenal. I will see you on the Patreon in a couple days this week, but also again more stuff. But definitely in a week, and then Patreon in a couple days. More stuff's filling in there too. Just follow me everywhere.